What I wanted to do today is to look at the Phix Plus, the new one, and the JUUL, compare the two, and let you guys know what my thoughts are on them after having used both of them for about 2 weeks now. So I got the new Phix Plus, and I really like the way that it looks, the way that it feels. It's a solid device. You can check out my review of it or my unboxing of it in the last video. It still uses the original pods. Yeah, there are the other JUUL pods. Some of the pros of the new Phix, right? Compared to the JUUL at least, the tank is large. So you're talking about a tank which is about 3 times the size. I'm not sure about the exact numbers, I can get them in there, but you can definitely notice a difference. I go through about 2 JUUL pods in a day, 2, maybe 2.5. Phix will last me a day and a half. Another cool thing about the Phix is that they fixed this charging issue that once plagued it. So it just charges. In the old one I had to shake it a couple of times just to get it to charge, and almost every device had this issue. And now I don't seem to have that issue. The price point, believe it or not, the Phix is cheaper in Kuwait than is the JUUL. So the price point is better. Same with the pods. The pods cost about the same for 4 of each of these. So 4 of the JUUL pods and 4 of the Phix pods cost about the same. Overall, it's a better value proposition to have the Phix. Cool thing about the Phix is that the battery life is just better in general. It will last a whole day, whereas the JUUL will tend to lose battery pretty quickly. So one of the biggest problems I have with the Phix is not the new device, but the old pods. And so we have these new JUUL pods, and you have the original ones. The original ones tend to spit out frequently, so you'll get it in your mouth, and it becomes quite annoying. In fact, if the temperature gets humid or anything like that, or if it's hot outside, you're done. You're gonna get these spills everywhere. The liquid gets too thin, it loses its viscosity, and then just seems to seep through. Another thing is that the liquid tends to seep through here, the bottom part, very frequently. So I'm constantly cleaning, and this is in stark contrast to the JUUL, which seems to have a better handle on making sure that the liquid stays inside the pod. You can see they have these little cotton buds up here, and the only time that the JUUL will ever spit is when it gets really humid outside, and then you'll notice that the droplets start to form, but it's not been nearly as big of an issue as it has been with the Phix. So these pods really need to get re-engineered and redesigned. And then we do have the new pods, which have like little bezels over here and have the tapered top, but those pods are really terrible for delivery. So the hit is not as strong, it's just not as pleasant of an experience. So I tend to use this one, and constantly what I tend to do is I'll take a piece of tissue and I'll roll it up like this, and then I'll have to squeeze it inside, and then just to take out the excess liquid. And you see, like this, I have not even used this today, and you can see that there's a little bit of excess liquid that goes in, and you can yeah, it gets annoying with time. I've noticed that with the JUUL, I just never have to do that. Another thing that's bad with the Phix, it all goes back to the pod. So the device, I would give it a 10 out of 10. It's totally fine. Like, everything about it is fine. It charges right, it lasts long, it's big, it's well built. However, the pods, these guys get burnt pretty quickly nowadays. And you notice this one, I just stopped using it halfway. The juice got burnt, everything got burnt, and then I find myself having to squeeze the edge often just to get liquid to seep through, because the flavor doesn't work all well. I can't say that the JUUL has been much better in that regard. With the JUUL, I have to keep squeezing here or there to get these bubbles to flow out. Sometimes I squeeze like this to get bubbles in and out, or in the top, it depends. And you tend to get an air bubble out here as well all the time, which really affects the experience, and you get these like really dry hits. And one thing about the new Phix device is the magnets are a little weaker, so you will notice that it's not as bad of a thing. And then the old magnets used to pop out all the time, so you'd have these. They haven't popped out on me yet in this one, but those magnets up at the top tended to pop out almost all the time, and it was just the flavors and the hit of the Phix compared to the JUUL I would say it's inferior. The JUUL hit is a lot better. The Phix has needs a little bit of getting used to. It has a little drier of a hit. The JUUL does do a better job with the actual hit itself. So if I could choose and summarize, I mean, the JUUL, I like the look better. I like the colors better. I like the fact that you can tap to figure out your battery. I think one of the worst things about the JUUL is that it gets really fidgety. So you'll get these pods that don't stick in place right, and sometimes I have to push down when I wanna smoke, which is not exactly the most ideal place to be, and it's kind of annoying. So if you take it in and out a couple times, which you have to do just to get it to work right sometimes, you will notice that. And so what I can say about both is that they're very fidgety. They're not perfect. Price-wise, the JUUL is definitely worse. Features, size, battery, everything else, the Phix is better. The only reason that I keep coming back to the JUUL is because of the flavors. I like the flavors better. Their cucumber is just spot on. However, the pods seem to have different characteristics. So you have the strawberry pod that has a very different hit and requires different attention to the mango, which is kind of strong. And the best one I found is the cool cucumber. It is the perfect blend of minty and flavorful at the same time. It just does the job perfectly. So which one is my pick? Which one would I use? And to be completely honest, I've been using the JUUL far more. I wish that Phix would fix their pods. I think if the Phix fixed their pods and introduced a little better flavors, smoother flavors, I would switch back instantly. For now, I keep both on hand in case one goes out. And those are my thoughts. Yeah, so thank you for watching.